4 takes. 4 takes. Now, usually with Smackdown, you wouldn't see me having a problem with this. Okay? I usually have a good time talking about SmackDown. It's fun talking about SmackDown. Most of the time. Most of the time. And don't get me wrong, wrestling fans. I know that my voice right now and how I am acting right now really sounds like I am not on the Joy Juice bandwagon with what SmackDown did this past Tuesday. I know it sounds like I am not. I am glad, I am thrilled that Kofi Kingston is going to the main event WWE Championship matchup at WrestleMania 35. We all knew that was going to happen. The question was, how was he going to get there? That's the question. And we got that answer. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. I am just like everybody else in the community when it comes to Charlotte becoming the SmackDown Live Women's Champion. I have mixed emotions about it. Very, very, very mixed emotions about it. You know, Asuka number one should have been treated so much better than what she had been treated with that SmackDown Live Women's Championship. This is simply a bad booking, creative department failure for Asuka. That's what it was. When you look at what's going on now, okay, what's going on now? 3 women. Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Ronda Rousey. Charlotte got that SmackDown Live Women's Championship to simply place that into the main event of WrestleMania 35. So they can combine both titles and make one Women's Championship. That's it. Now, kind of makes sense in my standard, in my eyes. You only have one tag team championship for the women. You don't need a Raw and a SmackDown Women's Championship. However, after WrestleMania, whether Becky Lynch wins or Charlotte wins, because it's not going to be Ronda Rousey, that is going to be tangled up for months. You all know that. Everybody in the community knows that. That will be the rivalry. What are the other women supposed to fight over? You're not going to sit there and tell me that every woman on Raw and every woman on SmackDown is just going to be a bunch of tag teams. That is what sucks about it. And WWE is not going to move every woman over to one brand. It's not going to happen. Now, what about Asuka and all this? I mean, that's why Charlotte got the title. That's the only reason why Charlotte got the title. What about Asuka? Y'all realize where she's going now? Guaranteed. She's going directly into the Women's Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Guarantee it. Why couldn't Asuka get put into that matchup at WrestleMania between Charlotte, Becky, and Ronda? Why couldn't she? Make it a fatal four-way. She was somewhat part of that story in December and January. You could have done that. No. Instead, WWE decides to give Asuka the Smackdown Live Women's Championship and do nothing with her. Nothing. Now, I know I have been saying that she needs to drop that women's championship because of how WWE had been booking her with that as a champion. But that does not mean she needs to drop it in that fashion. No. She deserves better than that. As far as Charlotte, Becky, Ronda just adds the cherry on top of the cake. Now that it's going to be one championship crowned at WrestleMania. Unfortunately for all the other women, even after WrestleMania 35, they are still going to be handcuffed. Okay? I don't want to hear anything different. They will be handcuffed. Now, let's talk about Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston is one of those cases where everybody has been on the bandwagon, been on the joy juice for quite some time. Kofi Kingston is one of those cases, one of those special cases where we all have been wondering, how is Kofi going to finally overcome all the odds and make it to WrestleMania 35? How's it happen? A tag team gauntlet match. Okay, so let me get this straight. Now, I have been one that said, just enjoy the ride. Enjoy it. This is something we're supposed to sit back and enjoy. Look, this is Kofi Kingston's ride to WrestleMania. Sit back and enjoy it, wrestling fans. Enjoy this ride. That's what I've been proclaiming for weeks about hashtag Kofi Mania. If you are on the Kofi bandwagon, sit back and enjoy it. Don't worry about if there's some stupid booking or anything like that. That's what I've been proclaiming. Anybody that's followed me knows that. However, Here's the one problem. The one problem out of everything that they have done to get Kofi Kingston into WrestleMania's main event for WWE Championship, they went through Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan. They went through The Bar. They went through the Good Brothers, a.k.a. The Club. They went through the Usos. Kind of, because the Usos just said we forfeit. You know? Went through all the tag teams that was worth going through. Goes on last week. Goes through Eric Rowan again. You know? Randy Orton, Samoa Joe. The list goes on. All that to get Kofi Kingston in the main event of WrestleMania 35. And they are still calling him a B-plus player, giving the Daniel Bryan treatment of WrestleMania 30. I, for one, do not have a huge problem with that. I've heard people say they have a problem with that. I don't. Okay? I really don't. Because one of two things is going to happen here at WrestleMania. We're going to see hashtag Kofi Mania, and Kofi's going to walk out the new WWE champion. Or we're going to see Daniel Bryan retain the WWE Championship. And at the next pay-per-view, Kofi Kingston gets his wish. One of those two things I could see happening. It all... I don't know. It's a big iffy on how WWE will play that out, wrestling fans. It really is. But those are the two roads I see them going down with Kofi Kingston. Be a battle like we've never seen before. But in the end, which time will it be? Will it be at WrestleMania or will it be at a minor pay-per-view? Because Daniel Bryan's time with WWE Championship is coming up. It is. Now, with all that being said, the one problem I have is how many superstars they had the New Day go through to get Kofi in that main event spot. Made it a really unrealistic. Because realistically, on any other build or any other comeback or any other month or year or anything, the New Day wouldn't have been able to do that. Kofi wouldn't have been able to do that overall. Okay? Now, I am happy with his push, but this many tag teams, those many superstars of that quality, that's the one problem I have. Too unrealistic. But whatever. So those are the two things that I wanted to talk about today. Charlotte winning the Smackdown Live Women's Championship, which ultimately is just going to lead to one title being made, Women's Champion. in the WWE, and they'll probably spin it off like it's the first ever women's champion. And if they do that, we will all know they are full of it. Excuse me. We will all know that they are full of it. But this is WWE, and they like to play like we forget things. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed this unofficial type review of SmackDown Live, because I'm not going over the entire show. Kurt Angle versus AJ Styles is not worth going over. They made them minor. They put them on the back burner. They put Shane and Miz on the back burner compared to everything else. Those were the two things that I talked about the most. Those were the two things that really SmackDown focused on. So that's what I brought to you today. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. And until I see you again, I'll catch you on the other side.